Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Investing Bros, the most generous crypto community out there. We got a lot to talk about today, guys.
This morning, guys, nothing going on today besides, the SEC flexing their taxpayers' power. So, yeah, Tuesday, nothing today big. Wednesday, we got balance of trade tomorrow. Previously was that negative $64.2 billion. Consensus is that it's going to come in even lower this time. So we'll see how that works out. We got in some imports, exports, and then Thursday, we're going to have initial jobless claims because that comes out every week. And then Monday is the monthly budget opening us up into FOMC and core inflation rates and all that next week. So next week, a lot of big data, nothing really big this week. Looking at Trueflation here, guys. Trueflation coming in today at 2.83%. This is going to be down another 0.02%. So just keeps dropping. I want to see what the inflation is projected to be. It's forecasted to be down next week also by 0.2%. Still way below what Trueflation has us at. So that actually could be quite bullish for us heading into the FOMC if our inflation rate was still coming down. In the past 24 hours here, guys, over $300 million in liquidations, $276 million in liquidated longs, and $26.9 million in liquidated shorts. So of that, Bitcoin coming in with the $114 million of it. Ethereum, guys, kind of down on the totem pole here. You see the others, the combined others is $48.1 million, but Ethereum only $37.9 million. And I think a lot of that might be because in all of that news and data yesterday of what was called securities in that report with Binance and the one this morning with Coinbase, Ethereum still not called a security. We'll have to see what's going on there. But yeah, the biggest one, guys, of liquidations, obviously, it's Binance. That's what we have. Look at their 24-hour. We'll see here. Binance, $100 million of that $300 million is from Binance.
We're still looking at about 76% chance that we're going to go ahead and pause. But we heard yesterday, the CEO of BlackRock, he believes that there's going to be more interest rate hikes. He believes, I think, another 2 hikes in the year. We're going to hear later today from the former Secretary of Treasury who believes that we'll still need to raise rates. That's not what we're seeing being predicted at this time. I do believe right now, currently in July, they are predicting another 25 basis point rate hike. But that's not touching what BlackRock CEO and then again, former Treasury Secretary are thinking. But let's move on and look at the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index. After spending a lot of time between about 48 and 53, we've dropped all the way to 44. And I want to come down here and look. This is the last year. The last time we had 43, and now all reality actually was back here on March 9th. Yeah, so we just ticked back into fear. The last time that Bitcoin was at fear, what was the price of Bitcoin? Let's go back and look. And that was back here in March. We're looking at the prices of Bitcoin being down here towards $20,000. So the fact that we're sitting at similar levels on the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, and yet we're still hovering above 25, to me, just another level of saying, hey, this is actually very bullish for Bitcoin. With that said, let's go ahead and transfer into our technical analysis this morning. And guys, of course, our technical analysis every single day is brought to you guys by Chart Prime, partner of the channel. One amazing company that is continuing to outdo themselves day in and day out. Make sure you check out the link down below, because when you use our link, you also get 45% off your first month or your first quarter. You're not going to get that many other places. Take advantage of that while you can. With that said, I want to start off here on the daily chart with our oscillators here. Not necessarily anything crazy happening. We do know with our RSI primed right here, we're back below 30. You do want to take a look at anytime you drop below 30, you're in the area of being oversold and you're looking for a good buy spot. Let's talk about more macro long-term support levels. I have 2 different lines here drawn, the yellow line and the blue line. Now, the haters are going to get really upset about this, but this is honestly how you need to do TA. We're anchored back here at the beginning of our ascension back in January of this year. And the 2 different lines are dictated by these 2 different points right here back on the dates we were talking about with the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index right there around March 8th, March 11th, somewhere in that zone. So in this case, I went ahead and drew both of them. The blue line is candle body wicks. The yellow line is candle body closes. You guys can see right now that where we're currently sitting, we're right on top of that yellow line that could seem to be a good level of support. Now, whether we drop below this yellow line and this green line, that very strong 25.2, and drop down, the next level I'd be looking for is this blue level to be hit. I think that this yellow line combined right here with this green line, combined with some other things we're going to talk about here in just a second, are going to continue to hold up to be extremely strong. Let's go down to the 4-hour chart. Take a look at what is happening down here. Now you guys are going to see where the oscillators really start to get very bullish. No, we have not gotten an engulfing candlestick yet, but that's because we haven't had bullish price action happen. What we do see on the 4-hour chart is the RSI all the way down at 5. Again, I really want to stress this to you guys. Does this mean 100% that Bitcoin's about to rally? No, it does not. But anytime you cross below 30, you're starting to look for it. When you get below 10, when you start pushing towards that 0, there's only so far that this RSI can go. And this is just screaming at you that we are massively oversold on the 4-hour chart. Then you combine it with the fact that the chart prime oscillator itself is flashing oversold with a green triangle. Then you factor in the fact that, and you're going back out to the daily chart, we're looking at this long-term support level. This 25.2 is a massive level, March 11th or so, and pull up our Fibonacci levels. If we were to grab these levels, go up to the top here, we're sitting right on top of the 0.5 level as well. Yes, of course, if we drop below this level, we're looking at the golden pocket down here at about 24,000, maybe even down as low as 23,600. You've heard these levels from other things as well. I want to stress you how important it is to keep your eyes on this 0.5 level, on this strong 25.2, on a lot of different things that are calling for support right here. Let's take a look at our fixed range volume profile here ever since back on April 1st. Let's take a look at what's happening in quarter 2. You guys are going to see that we are currently overextended, meaning we are well below. We're actually the lowest we have been all of quarter 2. The quarter's not over. This is going to be interesting to keep your eyes on, but I wanted to stress to you guys, this is a spot as even this right here, fixed range volume profile, it is screaming oversold. Let's go back to the beginning of quarter 1, though, however, back to January 1st. Let's take a look at it. We rejected right here at the value area high. We technically have down here towards that 23,000, that point of control. And then, of course, the value area low all the way down here, down below 20,000, down at 19,600. I'm trying to be very honest here. I don't think I've ever seen another analyst discuss this. And yet when you back test it, this is one of the truest things I've ever said about how these fixed range volume profile indicators work. Yes, the peaks are very important, and everyone loves looking at the peaks. Everyone loves looking at where these price actions of high volume have come into play, right? But sometimes just as important are the peaks are the valleys. And can you guys look at this? There is no valley deeper than sitting right here at 25.2. These are also very strong levels of support and resistance. I mean, again, imagine a car. This is what the kind of concept. When you're climbing a mountain, you have to put a little more gas into it. You have to get more momentum to climb up. But if you've been coming down a mountain pretty easily and you hit the very bottom and now you're forced to go up, a lot of if a car was riding down this hill, it would get stuck right there in that gap. And then it's got to turn back momentum on to get back up. That's why that's such a strong level of support, is because the bears getting us down to this point, they just needed that initial push. They just needed the Binance story. They needed a couple shorts to happen with a couple longs liquidated, right? Their foot is not on the gas anymore. And so as we get down to this little valley right here, boom, they now have to start working again if they want to start climbing this mountain, which is, again, a reason why this is such a strong level of support. Breaking this morning, and I'm sure there's another news article out there by now, but before I was able to grab, this is the actual lawsuit that broke this morning from the SEC suing Coinbase. And I'm going to read just the first grouping of this summary. I'm not going to read the whole thing because we have other things to discuss, but this is the summary. Coinbase operates a trading platform, the Coinbase platform, through which the U.S. customers can buy, sell, and trade crypto assets. The assets that Coinbase makes available include crypto asset securities. Coinbase is the largest crypto asset trading platform in the United States and has served over 108 million customers, accounting for billions of dollars in daily trading volume in hundreds of crypto assets. The Coinbase platform merges three functions that are typically separated in traditional security markets, those of brokers, exchanges, and clearing agencies. Yet, Coinbase has never registered with the SEC as a broker. They never register as a broker, national securities exchange, or clearing agency, thus evading the disclosure regime that Congress has established for our securities markets. All the while, Coinbase has earned billions of dollars in revenues by, among other things, collecting transaction fees from investors whom Coinbase has deprived of the disclosures and protections that registration entails, and thus exposed to significant risk. Congress enacted the Securities Exchange Act of 1934 in part to provide the regulation of national security markets, and Congress started, where does it say? Pretty much they're calling them a broker, I guess is the best way to put it. The breaking story is that the SEC is going after Coinbase. We knew that they had given them a Wells notice here a couple of months ago, but this is the official This is the shindig. This is it. This is the lawsuits out there. Moving on, in case you guys maybe went to sleep yesterday and just woke up and you have no idea what's even happening with Binance, SEC claims that Solana, Polygon, Cardano are securities in Binance lawsuit. Let's go ahead and read some details here. Binance and the exchange's CEO, CZ, we're just going to say CZ, were hit with 13 charges accused of conduct like commingling customer funds and trying to evade U.S. securities laws with sham controls for determining who can do business with the firm. But the SEC also claimed that Solana, Polygon, Cardano, and several other coins are securities in the lawsuit. Almost all of them are among the crypto market's largest, with multi-billion-dollar market caps, while others belong to more nascent gaming-centered projects. The coins in question are BNB Token, BUSD, Solana, Cardano, Polygon, Filecoin, Cosmos, The Sandbox, Decentraland, Algorand, Axie Infinity, and Cody. And I believe that's all I want to talk about here. Charles Hoskinson responded to this. Of course he was going to respond to this. This is a tweet he put out yesterday. He said, with respect to Binance, this is a really good tweet. I'm going to read the whole thing. With respect to Binance, I'm reading through the SEC complaint. It's over 130 pages, but seems like the next in a series of steps to implement Choke Point 2.0 in the United States. The end goal is the agenda-based CBDC partnered with a handful of massive banks to an end-to-end control over every aspect of your financial life. A regulatory event is where you have a debate about compliance with a law or guidance. This event seems to be political, philosophical disagreement of the very existence of cryptocurrencies and what they represent. An unelected group of people have decided that concepts like self-sovereign identity, owning your wallet, and the freedom to control your economic agency should be removed from the masses and given to the enlightened few. Honestly, what is happening isn't anything new. It's always the same fight between freedom and authoritarianism, just with different players, technology, and words. It does seem like this event is a perfect opportunity for the entire industry to set aside its fragmented nature and unite for a common sense of set of rules and guidelines that can prevent the United States from slipping into dystopia that would make 1984 look like a vacation. He said, I'll have more to say on this later. What we'll close with, we are going to be fine. Everything's all right, and the future is bright for the industry. Charles, I could not agree more. Binance has responded to the SEC lawsuit. The release a statement regarding SEC lawsuit says it's ready to fight. This legal action comes after previous regulatory measures were taken against the company by the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. CZ's exchange has released a statement in response to the recent lawsuit. The exchange mentioned that despite actively cooperating with the commission, the SEC decided to act unilaterally. So again, what we're referencing here is the fact that the CFTC, they had set a lawsuit against CZ and Binance, and CZ has been cooperating with them. He's been working with them. But then the SEC decides, you know what? I don't care that the CFTC is doing stuff. We want to get involved ourselves and create as much chaos as we can do. This is what CZ is kind of getting at. He's like, this is so stupid. We're cooperating with federal agencies, and yet you're still going after us. Binance also stated that they are disheartened by the decision of the commission to move forward with the lawsuit. CZ Exchange stated that they are ready to defend themselves vigorously. And he said, unfortunately, the SEC's refusal to productively engage with us is just another example of the commission's misguided and conscious refusal to provide much needed clarity and guidance to the digital asset industry. He is hitting it 100% on the head.
Wow, you made it to the end of the video. Great job. Now, if you want more content like this, whether it be TA on Bitcoin and Ethereum or altcoins, or you just want to stay up to date on the latest and greatest news in crypto, then stay tuned and tune in to our 9 a.m. live show every single weekday morning. It's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And when you tune in live, use the keyword grip strength in the chat, and you'll get a special shout out from anyone who's paying attention to the chat. Love to see you there.